Somehow that doesn't bother me. Sorry, when it gets nighttime here, I don't know what to do with the lighting. The lighting is bad. Filmmaking background, I can't even get lighting right. I can't even get this position right. I can't even get anything right. There you go. At least it's real. So, I'll make up for it by the realism of everything behind me. Oh, God. Get my hair cut. Get my head, got to shape up for the holidays. I never want to spend money on a haircut, and then, and then I look too cool, and I'm all right. I mean, I look like Polish lesbian alien unicorn, but that's okay. Yeah. So I might be not. I consider myself like I came to a yesterday was a hard day for me. Yesterday was hard. I was tired. I was tired as hell because it was a long week of building out this space, and then I don't know. Just I slept for like 12 hours, which I never do. I woke up I went to bed at like Friday night. I went to bed. Wait, was it Saturday night? I was huffing around the city, and then got home at 10:30, and then kind of ate some food, and I just went to bed. And then next thing I know, it was I slept all night. I woke up at 10:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, most of the day's already gone. So I stayed home. And man, every time I stay home, it's like Temptation Island. It's always so bad for me. And I was really just not in a good mood about it because I really, really it was cold. I felt cozy and everything. I was making like a pot roast, and I really just wanted, a couple of good big glasses of red wine, or, two snorts of bourbon, or whatever they call them. Why do you snort bourbon? Why do they say that? But I didn't do it, and I was just like, and then I came to the realization, and I was texting this to my friends. It's like, New York is the worst city if you're an alcoholic. There is no worse city in America. I realized maybe that's just obvious, but totally the worst city in the world. And I'm just just doing the math, and I'm like, I literally have within 10 minutes of my home, my apartment, 10 minutes, I have 5 liquor stores. 5. And that's just 10 is the maximum distance of the walk. 10 is like Pluto. Like I don't even have to walk 10 minutes, but I have 5 in a 10-minute radius. And then I have the bodega downstairs. That's 45 seconds from my door. 45 seconds. In 45 seconds, and they sell craft beer. They sell good beer there. It's not just Budweiser and Corona. They sell craft beer. 45 seconds, and I can get myself a good 6-pack. And then I don't go to the bars in the area, or by my house, there's plenty of bars, and plenty of bars in the city too. So between the bars, then the restaurants, the liquor stores, and bodega, and bodegas, because there's one across the street, and that just takes me maybe a minute to get to. It's just it's a no-win scenario. It's like the cards are stacked against you. If you're an alcoholic in the city, if you have a drinking problem, it's definitely not for you. I go to my friend's place, out on the island. There's nothing in walking distance. Probably take maybe half an hour, 45 minutes to get to the closest. There's a gas station, but they're closed at night. Maybe you can get beer there. So I guess that isolation from it, unless you have it at home, but then his wife orders it from Uber Eats. I don't know what these kids do these days with the ordering, but you can order the booze too. You just have to show them the ID. So it's not like we literally could have sat there, watched movies, and just oh, let me just get another bottle of wine, and it gets delivered. So it's that's even in those isolation, those isolated pockets of places, you can just get anything anytime anyway. So this is pretty terrible. There's a no-win scenario with this, unless I lived in the desert, maybe. So that's ultimately the challenge. And man, and then I'm doing the math in my head, and then I'm thinking, well, if I drink and then I sober up by like 6, 7 o'clock, and then stay up till like 10, and then I'll be out of my system, and then I can get some sleep. Like all this math and negotiating, and it's just like it's like an equation, and it's just like it's stressful. It's completely stressful. And then I'm just like, what, forget it. And by the time I get like 9, 10 o'clock, of course, what's the opposite? I drank like 5 cups of coffee and 2 glasses of tea. Like it's like if I'm not, if I have to have something, right? Some sort of stimulation or something to make the time pass. I mean, and then actually a lot of it was decaf. So I'm not gonna tell you that I had 5 cups of coffee. It was like 3 cups of coffee and then mostly decaffeinated tea, just to keep myself busy. And I never drink decaf. It's kind of crazy. But I'm just trying to also not like get wound up. And then bad dreams too. On top of that, so great, you know. But still, so I went to, I haven't checked my mail in weeks, and I stuffed it all in a laundry bag. And today was the day I was going to brace the storm of like bills and everything. And guess what? I actually had checks in the mail instead of bills. And I was just like, I could have cashed those checks already weeks ago. That's how much, how much I procrastinated. And like, well, I have to get back to business after the gallery. I kind of like pushed everything off. Like, I got to work on this gallery. Got to, put everything into it, my money and everything and my time. I didn't want to get distracted by bad news. And then I opened the mail. And I'm like, oh, well, here's more money. Good. That's even better. So I don't know. Kind of everything's just kind of stupid. I'm trying to like, and then having my mood somewhat, got the haircut, went for a long walk, just somehow trying to improve the mood as the day goes on to kind of like battle against this, because it's all just very moody stuff. And it sucks to kind of like be in this state, like, if I could just survive for a few hours or just get through the day. And it's because there's no action. There's no action at home. There's nothing going on there. And I get irreparably bored. I worked on grant proposals all morning, and then by the end of it, but then I'm like tired, and then it's kind of like a vicious cycle that you're trying to break. And it's taking all my energy sometimes. Like today is not so bad because I had things to do, and I had felt rested from like not doing anything. I just even didn't get off the couch all day yesterday, really, or the office chair, and then you feel better. But yeah, in terms of like a challenge, it's like, wow, it's like this is a losing scenario, and it's like gritting my teeth, like biting down, and then Thanksgiving's coming up, and that whole thing, and then I went from birthday party now to Thanksgiving, and then it's like, it's really just holding on by a thread, and it's all because I just both from bad experiences, all from like, well, do you remember how bad you felt that time? Do you remember what happened last time? Do you like, how many reminders do you need? And it's just like, damn, and I gotta, what did they say? They said that people can't remember pleasure or pain. As in, like, you can remember it, but you can't actually, like, re-feel it. I don't know what they really mean by that, but, pain and pleasure is pretty much immediate. You could, like, recall that it hurt, but it's like, you can't, like, make it feel again the way it did feel, not like an emotion. So, when you're away from the pain or from the pleasure for a certain period of time, then you kind of like forget about it. You just remember it, but you don't really relive it. And it's just like, well, then how many times do you have to repeat an injury or something until you're like, oh yeah, that was not good. So just keep trying to, maintain. And it's, no support structure really. No fans, no one jumping up and down, making sure that I get through this. But that's why I built a gallery, that's why it's like, want to avoid, bars in the bottle, build something. How much more do I have to build? I got to do it every day. It's almost relentless. So, I did have a cigarette though, which I'm kind of mixed about. Um, yeah. Anyway, it's night here because it's already dark at 5. Great. That's gonna put everyone in a good mood. Okay.